Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to a brand new series here on the channel for FC25. Possibly, and a real possibility, that this is the last career mode series that we do on this channel for FC25. That's how long this can take. This is going to go ahead and be the realistic RTG here. We are jumping down a couple of divisions into League 2 from going to the Glory Hunter save down to a one-star team here in England, Harrogate Town. We are going to go ahead and jump into them and look to drag them all the way up from League 2 to eventual Champions League winners. But it's going to be hard, it's going to be challenging, and it's going to take a lot of time. So go ahead and get strapped in, and let's go ahead and meet the squad and meet the rules that are going to make this realistic and as hard as possible. And so here is what's going to make it as realistic as possible. This is a spreadsheet. Of course, I think we used a spreadsheet in this series, well, not in this series, but in this save before, in this channel before, possibly. I don't know if it was this channel or the Forbes Plays channel, but we have definitely used a spreadsheet. I have definitely used a spreadsheet. This is from Chesnoid Gaming. This is his spreadsheet for his realistic RTG that he has been doing with Bradford. We have just completely, obviously, it's a public download now. I'll leave a link to the description in below for his video where you can then go ahead and get the link for this spreadsheet and all his rules that he uses and his sliders and stuff like that. We're not going to go ahead and completely use his rules because his rules are kind of crazy and honestly a lot of work for myself that I just don't care about, to be completely honest. But if you want to see all his rules, this is all his rules, completely unchanged. But I have taken stuff from his rules to use into my set of rules, and pretty much we just kind of dumbed it down a little bit, but it is still hard. Firstly, setting it up with our bank balance to be determined by Football Manager, or alternatively set bank balance from season 1 from the start of the transfer budget. So that's what we do. Our bank balance is not from Football Manager because our bank balance on Football Manager when I loaded it up was 0, and that's just not realistic. So our bank balance is what is from the game, which is roughly 1.1 million. In fact, I can check. Yeah, 1.1 million sterling there. So there is that. The wage budget fluctuation dependent on league position. Example: if we get promoted, it's 25%. If we get unsuccessful playoff run, it's 15%. Top half 10%. Bottom half 0%. Relegation is negative 15%. This could be changed in the future. I'm not quite really sure. Our tracking the finances, our overall bank balance, our transfer budget, and wage budget. Our wage budget can be exceeded by 10% in League 1, 15% in the Championship, and it's 10% in League 2 as well, and then 20% in the Premier League. So down here, you can see here our wage budget is that, and then our main wage budget with stretch, which is a 10%. And then obviously stuff like that. We'll get into this deeper dive in a quick second. Our transfer revenue retained from player sales for budget set to 75%. We can change this if we want to. We could make it lower. I'll be right back. So yeah, our transfer sales is going to be 75%, so 75% of the money that we sell players for is going to go ahead and be put back into our transfer budget, essentially. Transfer budget each season is set to be 30% the bank balance in League 1 and League 2, 50% in the Championship, and then 75% in the Premier League. We can change that if we need to down the line. We will not be recording youth facility figures in the actual spreadsheet tracker here because that is unrealistic, and if they did the math actually here, him and his mod did the math, it's 5,000 a month per player, which is roughly 1250 a week, which is just not realistic at all. Youth wages need to be adjusted with the live editor. There is a chance I do this at the start, and then a chance I kind of just give up at some point, in all honesty. So there is a possible chance that we do this at the start, and there's a chance we don't even do it at the start, but who knows. Stadium upgrades are allowed, obviously only at clubs that don't have the IRL stadium. Harrogate Town don't have the IRL stadium in the game. It is 1 million per 1,000 capacity from 0 to 20,000, and then 2 million from 20,000 to 30k, 3 mil from 30 to 40, 4 mil from 40 to 50, on and on and on and on and on. This is for just doing a financial takeover. That way you never go broke in the game. We did give ourselves a financial takeover. We do have 50 million in our bank budget, but that does not count. We cannot use that. That is just simply that we can't run out of the game can't run out of money in the game and kind of break the save in itself. As far as squad roles, no signing anyone higher rated than the current higher rated player. Our highest rated player right now is Anthony O'Connor, who is 64 years old, 64 overall. We'll go ahead and meet the squad fully in a second. So we cannot sign anyone in this first window that is over 64 overall. We really can't sign anyone anyway. We'll get to that in a deep second. We can only sign youth players whose max potential is at most 10 higher than the current rated player. This is for now, but when we get up to the championship, I might change it to 15, and then the first couple seasons in the Premier League, it might be 15, and then from there, it could possibly go up to 20. But by the time we get to the Premier League, we probably won't be using Youth Academy, to be honest, so it might not matter down the line there. We will try to sign, promote, and then instantly release any crazy high potential players, so that the way they are still the game cycle. So anybody that is obviously more than 10 higher, we'll go ahead and sign them to the Youth Academy, sign them to the first squad, and then instantly release them. That way they're still in the game database and not just getting rejected and then getting deleted off the face of the earth. That way we could possibly revisit them later down the line as well. No coaches to make the growth more realistic. I did sign one coach, just to get rid of the objective, as it says here. We signed one coach, a 1-star, 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 1-star coach. So there is that. We can only promote youth players if that player's position depth is less than 3, or if a long-term injury for a player in that same position, or if they request to be promoted. So let's just say we have 3 left wingers or left wingers / left midfielders. If we get a youth player we want to go ahead and promote within the Youth Academy, we can't do that. It has to wait for either we sell 2 or 2 get massively injured. If we have 1 goalkeeper and we have a Youth Academy goalkeeper that we want to go ahead and bring in, we can obviously. 2 strikers, we can bring in a striker from the Youth Academy to make it 3, and then we're capped from there. So that is gonna be one that I did myself. As much as I can, I will probably not hold on to that for after a couple while. We will not use the squad registration. It's too much work and harder to do on FC compared to Football Manager. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm talking about here where Chesnoid, the YouTuber, he has this kind of setup with him and his people that made the Excel spreadsheets and stuff, Andrew, and I forgot the other guy, but somebody else helped make this for him. We are just not doing this. This is just too much work for myself, to be completely honest. So you can go ahead and ignore this as well, the comp eligibility and this. So that's something we don't have to be. As far as transfer rules, this is going to be very long-winded for the start of the episode. I'm sorry. Player signings in League 1 and below are to remain domestic in nationality and selling club. Selling club is, maybe. Championship, we can extend to the European and the Commonwealth. If you don't know what the Commonwealth countries are, I will go ahead and hopefully have a list just kind of sprayed down the screen at the moment. And then the Premier League, we're extended worldwide. Leeds United will go ahead and be our affiliate club. They technically do not have an affiliate club in real life, Harrogate Town. So Leeds United will be our affiliate club until both teams are in the same division. Leeds United are the closest team to Harrogate Town that are in the Championship or in the Premier League. It's either Leeds United or Man City and Man United. So it's Leeds United for now. We will be forced to sell players to clubs in higher division that make sense. So let's just say O'Connor, 64 overall player. If Arsenal come in for him at the start of the save, that is just crazy unrealistic. Arsenal not going to sign a 64 overall player that is aging, by the way, as well. He's what now, 31? Yeah, that's just not going to happen. So if it makes sense, we'll sell. As far as this goes, taking control to ensure the best starting 11 for opposition teams. We might start doing this once we get up to Championship or high-end League 1 teams, but for now we can kind of ignore that because everybody's awful. So yeah, let's just go into how this is going to work. So this is a spend tracker. This is where we're going to put all the stuff in the office, like the player wages, travel, bada bing, bada boom, all that. But we have not put it in is a player sales and the player bought. That is where this comes in, to where this will be a list of every single player that we sign in the game that is part of the squad in the game throughout the entirety of this season here. You can see here, is that it? That is it, yes. You can see that there. So we are going to have to change this. This is where we change stuff manually. This is everybody in Season 1. I have already put in there with all their wages, their contract length, whether or not they've been loaned out, or they've been loaned in the playing club and all the stuff like that. We also have the purchase value. This is where we will go ahead and put the purchase value of the player when we buy a player, the purchase value there, the season that we bought them in, the club that we bought them from, if there's a sell-on clause or not. And this is where we'll put when we sell a player and what season we sold them and who we sold them, if we sold them with a selling clause as well. And then this is just their stats. This is where we'll put the stats in. We kind of have to add up their stats each season. It's not automatically so, but this is where we'll add the seasons up there, and which that will then go up into here. So let's just say a player here is our appearance maker, top appearance makers. If I just put 1 for Solomon here, and then we go to the stat dashboard, it should show up here, maybe. Yes, Echo Solomon. He's played 1 game. He's now a top appearance maker. So there is that. Now that has been brand new for his addition in the save here. What I have done, or what I haven't done here, is this. This is what we are used to on the spreadsheets for the realistic stuff there. You can see here our bank balance starts at 1.1 million. We go ahead and have 330K to start in our transfer budget. So we can only spend 330K at the start of season 1. At the moment, our wage budget is 27.5K. I went ahead and just did the wages of all the players here, and it would add it up to be 22K. We added roughly 5K to that, and now we have 27K. Our wage budget remaining is 4.5 grand. Our remaining budget with the stretch is 7.5K. What I can do, if I really wanted to, is allocate more of our transfer budget into the wages. So 30K there. That takes away 30K from our transfer budget, but that gives us an additional couple, 1,000 in our wage budget there. So that is how that will work. You will probably not see this as much as I will see it, but I will show y'all periodically. That has been a very long-winded first part of the episode. So let's go and jump straight into the actual game now, and let's go ahead and meet the squad. So we start off with our goalkeepers. Belshaw is our number 1 goalkeeper, 33 years of age. So that's already an improvement area that I instantly want to make up upon, because Oxley is also 33. So we have a very old aging squad there. So 61 Belshaw is currently our new number 1 goalkeeper. At left back, we have a couple of options. We have 4 options. We have Morby. We have Echo Solomon, who's on loan at the club at the moment. We have Folds, who's the number 1 choice at the moment, 26 years of age. We have Belongo, who's also on loan, who's 60 overall as well. So it's Folds, Belongo, Solomon, and then Morby. At center back, we have O'Connor, who's the highest rated player in the squad at 31 years of age, 6'2". We have Gibson. We have Moon, who's on loan at Harrogate Town from Burton Albion, and then we have Warren Burrell, who's 34 years of age. Very old squad. At right back, we have Azadi, who's 60 overall, who can also play left back and center back as well. I don't know about center back being 5'9". And then we have Sims, who is 61 overall. We have Falkingham, who is 61 overall at CDM, alongside Morris, who's 63, alongside Sutton and Cornelius at both 61 overall. Cornelius, one of the youngsters in the squad. We have Dolly, who's a 58 overall left mid. We have a center mid in Hill, who's 58 overall. Dooley, 58. Fox, 63. Duke McKenna, who's actually on loan at St. Johnston, is 59 overall as a cam. And then our number 1 cam at the moment is Matt Dolly, who is a 61 overall. We have Thompson Taylor, who is right mid, 62 overall there. We have Sanderson, who's on loan from Fulham to Harrogate Town. We have Corsons. We have Morden, who's probably a number 1 choice striker, alongside March there as well. So that is our squad. 28 players in the squad. Remember, we have 330K to spend. We have been given a 5-star scout. We are obviously going to go ahead and scout England for the 9 months here. So let's go ahead and just send these guys out for 9 months. We are going to look for a center back, a striker, a midfielder, CDM. We'll do CM for now, and then we will go ahead and do left winger. Let's go and do a left winger there, and we'll see what comes back from those for 9 months in there. We won't bring any of the other scouts as well, because we could really only go to England anyway. And talking about youth scouts, these are our youth players in the scout report at the moment. We have 2 goalkeepers, one of them which I might instantly bring into the squad already. 6'7" Dominic Kelly, who's 61 overall. He has a potential of 76. He's already in the academy, so these are the guys that we can use. Somebody who I won't use though is Hartman. We won't use Hartman at all, so we'll go ahead and more than likely either release him now or just keep him to the squad. Sebe Hudson is a little too good. Hudson we might release. Oakley is good enough, and then Naidu is also good enough as well, but he's a goalkeeper, so who knows. We're going to keep at least 1 goalkeeper in the squad, but we'll see what happens there. As far as signing players, I don't know if we'll do it. We'll be able to do anything, maybe loan, but we'll see what happens. Let's go ahead and just get into the emotion of doing a video. We are going to go ahead and look into bring in Tom Iropenda as our first player into the squad. Again, it is going to have to be a loan deal because we only have 330k here. We are going to go obviously basic, a 1-year loan. We just want him for this season. That is exceptional. We're going to try and pay as little wages as possible, so 40 to 60% here. Oh, they want us to pay 80%. Okay, well, let's do 50-50 then. And see what they say. They want 70-30, 60-40. We're not ready to pay such a high proportion of Iropenda's wage, so our first loan deal is out the window. I do want him into the squad, so we will come in a week later for him. Alright, well, our first permanent signing that we are going to go ahead and look at is actually a goalkeeper. I did say that our goalkeepers are the more aging squad, and this guy's contract is expiring. 27 years of age, Harry Bergjan from Morecambe, 60 overall, market value of 190k, and with his potential, not his potential, with his contract going ahead and ending within a couple of months. Quite literally a couple of months. It is 11 months. It's a whole year. We're going to offer £85,000. They want 175k plus a release clause. I just do not want a release clause at all. What I will do though is 95k. I don't really want to spend more than 100k in all honesty, but 140 is absurd. I will go down to 120 if needed, but when trying to do 100 flat here, they say we'll take time to think about it. Hopefully so. I will be tempted if they come back and say 140 just to do 140, because 140 is 140. Alright, well, they want 120k. We will be willing to pay that 120k for Harry, so we're going to go ahead and get him into the squad. Now, our wage budget is 7.5k. I didn't see how much he was actually on wages already. He's currently on 3.5k, so that's completely fine. We might even be able to get him cheaper. Important 3-year contract deal. That is completely fine. No release clause. We are going to try and actually kind of give him the same thing. 3.4k. See what they say to that. They will say that is reasonable. Welcome to the club. Our first signing is Harry, the goalkeeper. He comes into the squad for 120,000 sterling and for 3.4k on wages. Welcome to Harrogate Town. Alright, so I didn't already mess up something. So I thought the wages for only loan things, the wages is 100%. Well, the wages you have to do for everything. So obviously if you're there, you have to do 100k. That is why this was so low. It was 27,000. That's because I did it wrong. So our wage budget is technically 140k, 145, so 150k. We'll go ahead and do 150k there. That way we have 5,000 left. So we are currently spending 144,000 in there. So that's just a little update there because I definitely did do that wrong. We are back to try and go ahead and bring on Iropenda on a loan for the season. We'll be willing to pay a little bit more wages, but we're going to try and counteract it. See what they say, just 50-50. Maybe they budge this time. Maybe they budge. They want 70%. We're going to try 60%. They shouldn't walk out instantly this time. They are actually happy to split 60-40 now. So, Iropenda, if he comes into the squad, we'll only have to pay 60% of his wages, which is good for us. And here we go. Iropenda comes into the squad on loan from Huddersfield, and we only have to pay 60% of his wages. Absolutely, we're taking that deal. Welcome to the squad. Welcome to our inflated midfield squad. First game of the season here. It's against Salford City. We are going to go ahead and jump to it. We're going to play our first game here. Starting 11 looks like this: March, Sanderson, Sutton, Irapenda, Fox, Thompson, Burdell, Moon, O'Connor, Sims, Belshaw. Let's go ahead and jump to it. Let's see if we can win our first game of the season. And here we go. First game of our life here at Harrogate. Let's go and see if we can somehow beat Salford. Bit weird because on the second channel, I did a Salford, or am doing a Salford or RTG career mode in itself. Not as in depth as this one's going to be. With a little bit of nostalgia coming in because I remember all these players. Irapenda intercepts, Fox slides and loses the ball. They'll fall to Forner into Stockton. Stockton now. It's a great striker. He's a fantastic striker. Stockton is. Whoa! Why are we hitching like that? Sutton into March. March now into free real estate. And March, he drags it wide. He'll try and find a cross back in the box. I wonder Irapenda, who was making an initial run there. Forner, Kawasi, Forner, and Belshaw with the first save of the series. Kawasi, Stockton, blocked, back for Till, off target. Irapenda out wide for Sims. Sims now across. Don't want Thompson there, but okay. Burrell, Irapenda. Over the top maybe for Sanderson. He'll bring it down. Not the best of angles. Sanderson. Stockton shot. Wide. And halftime. 0-0 at the break. Fox over the top for Thompson. Thompson now crossing. Sanderson header just off target. Stockton. Kawasi and back for Stockton. Off the post and out of bounds for a goal kick. Wow. That's been the closest chance all game long. Kawasi, Stockton, there it is. Salford have the breakthrough. It's 1-0, and of course it's Stockton. Kawasi into Stockton. Stockton back to Kawasi. Kawasi now is just going to hold up, possibly trying to find Stockton. Intercepted. Sutton now down the left-hand side. Sutton still down the left-hand side. He's going. We need to get a cross in. He's going to get a cross in. Modon, who comes on, can't find that ball. Thompson will head it down to Fox. Fox! Shot is blocked. It's Thompson on the corner. It's O'Connor on the header. Second ball, March, no. Shepard has to get there first. And he does, because Shepard is Salford's player. I meant Burrell. Oh, and there comes Forner, and Forner's going to have quicker legs than Moon's for sure. It's Forner, blocked by Moon, but still in the hands of Salford. Salford, Francis, 1-2, just 2-0. Salford double the lead, and Harrogate Town will lose the first game of the season. And Sutton's going to win the ball. If we can score before 85th, there's an outside chance. A very outside chance. And that pass has to be horrible. I didn't want that to him. Warrington, Francis, 3-0 for Salford. That's just embarrassing at that point. I don't think we deserve to lose 3-0. But hey ho, it's the way of the game, I guess. March. What I will say, Irapenda looks like he's a great player on the ball. Salford lose our first game 3-0 though. All right, well, we're actually going to end the episode there. I know not much happened in this episode. It was a yap fest for our Excel sheet or Excel spreadsheet there, but we wanted to at least play one game this season. We bought in Irapenda, we bought in a goalkeeper. We have 120K to spend in our transfer budget. What I can show y'all though, actually, before we do end the episode, is a first scout report. I won't bring in anybody here. Our highest rated player is 64, so the highest rated we can bring in is 74 in the potential. So we quite literally can't bring in anyone. And honestly, the only one that we could bring in is Townsend. He's 76. Are we really going to bring anyone in here? Oh, actually, no, we're not going to bring anyone here because the only one that we can instantly promote and release is Townsend. These guys are good enough to be brought in and then released, but seeing as they're not 15 or 16, I should say. We're gonna go ahead and reject everyone here. So the first scout report is a dud. I know Chesnoid also does a scout or does the youth intake at the end of the season, like in March, like how it does on FM. I'm not doing that. This is not FM. This is FC. We'll do month by month, and we'll go from there. But that's going to be it for this episode. It was a Yapper Fest. I do apologize, but tomorrow on Friday, we will go ahead and get into more gameplays. This first season is going to go by a snap of the fingers because I did not expect us to be fighting for promotion at all. So it's going to go by the snap of our fingers. It's going to be quick. It's going to be like 4 or 5 episodes probably. Who knows? I'll see y'all there, though. Leave a like, subscribe, and peace out.